welcome to the NHL Fringe podcast. I'm your host, Mike, with my co-host, Dave.
Hello.
You can find us on Twitter at NHL Fringe. Search us on Facebook. Search the NHL Fringe podcast, or just go to our website, NHLFringe.com. You can find me on Twitter at Zombie Sheridan, or my blog, AuroraWasteland.com. Forgot what my blog was for a second there.
You can find me at Twitter at David Ron, R-O-N-N, not David Rondon, as we discovered last week.
Or David Ron Dong.
Or David Rondong, that poor bastard. You could also go to my Sketchcom website, theguysfromblank.com, watch our sketches, read our blogs, enjoy the website, give us some feedback, and drive up our number. Please and thank you.
You can also find us on puckrant.com. They got lots of good bloggers there. Lots of hockey. If you like hockey. I'm not sure why you're listening to this if you like hockey. But if you do actually like hockey and reading about real hockey from real journalists, not us, go check out puckrant.com.
Wait, we're not real journalists?
Well,
I don't know about you, but I went to fake journalism school.
Well, the story we broke last week was pretty groundbreaking.
Yeah. I smell a Pulitzer Prize.
Definitely.
Wait, do Canadians get the Pulitzer Prize? Or do we get, like, the fake one?
Yeah. Yeah, what's the Canadian TV one called, or the movies? I can't even remember what they're called now.
The Geminis? Yes,
the Geminis. That's my goal for this podcast, is I want to win a Gemini.
Is that what this episode is going to be called? Is I Smell a Gemini?
Absolutely. How is it not?
I like it.
All right, Dave.
This podcast is just 20 minutes of you guys laughing.
Yeah, exactly. When do you guys start talking about hockey? I told you this was not a hockey podcast. Yeah. Dave, picture this.
Yeah.
You're playing D for the Flames. You're playing D. Your dream has come true. But you're on the Flames, and you made the team, so you're not that great.
Dream.
Okay. You're on D, and you've got Kane coming down on you one-on-one.
Okay.
I mean, at this point,
Patrick or Evander?
Patrick.
Okay.
So I mean, you're a little nervous. He's got some moves. You're not sure exactly what to do. So, what would be your plan? Are you going to take the body, take the puck, or maybe go cry in the corner? What's your plan?
Okay, well, as per usual, I need to get some qualifying questions here. How good am I? Like, good enough to have made the Flames?
Yeah, you're like third pairing for the Flames. Maybe you're the seventh D.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I made the Flames, but barely.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but you also made the Flames, so I mean, like, the standards are kind of a little lower.
Well, that's why, I mean, if I'm seventh on the Flames, I can't be that good.
Right.
Okay. Coming in, one-on-one. How fast is he coming in?
He's coming in like lightning fast, like the fastest you've ever seen Patrick Kane go. Like, he's coming in alien fast. Like, he's drank his alien hawk juice this morning, and he's coming in full speed.
Do I know he's an alien?
No.
Has this leaked yet?
No, it's still under.
Okay. Well, I was watching a shootout the other day, and I always decided that I wanted a goalie to just, at one point, when the guy's coming in, to just put his stick up and come at him screaming and like waving his stick like a tomahawk. I might try that move on Patrick Kane.
That's probably a good plan, but let me tell you what you should have done.
Okay.
You should have, in your hockey glove, you had a pen hidden there. So you pulled it out, you double-clicked it twice, and all of a sudden, you see, just like Pete from the league, when he used it on Kevin, he double-clicked that pen. But for you, Kane drops to the ice and passes out cold. You used your special mind control. You had worked over Kane enough in the past that you click that pen and he drops to the ice. My question to you is, why?
So you're telling me that I have the power of hypnosis over alien Patrick Kane?
Exactly.
I like it.
Yes.
Okay.
So, my question to you is, for people who believe in mind control, and we do, because we're the NHL Fringe podcast, obviously, it's real.
Yeah, we believe in anything. Yeah.
Do you think teams, like, look into things like this? Like, I mean, like, what if you could use a keyword or something on a player that, like, would make him pass out? Or make him just pass you the puck? Like, do you think teams have done research into this? Like, if you could, like, you could somehow, like, you know, condition a player on another team to do something. Do you think they've looked into that in the NHL?
Would they look into it?
What do you think anybody has?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, they looked into like sleep patterns and stuff like that. But
if I knew that this was a thing that I could do, I would, without question, keep trying to do this. I mean, especially against alien players like Patrick Kane.
Well, that's true.
I think we established last week that the humans fight dirty. That's why Gary Bettman won.
That's true.
So I feel like, as a result, I would find any way to win at any cost. I'm also Irish, so I feel like that kind of helps.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay, well, let's say that happens. Let's say that your team, the Flames, like everybody takes notice of your mind control techniques on Patrick Kane, and they start doing it to everybody else. Do you think, like, so games the games will just start out where everybody just starts yelling as soon as they drop the puck. Everybody will yell some kind of keyword, and whoever gets it out first, like, wins because everybody else will be passed out. Or do you think, like, the league starts bringing in penalties? Like, you got to be like, like if you try to double click your pen on Kane and the ref's like, nope, 2 minutes for mind control.
Oh, well, absolutely. Because if you don't, I mean, all of a sudden that game lasts 10 seconds. The puck drops and all of a sudden it's like, ikabadoo! And the other team, like, takes off their helmets and their skates and just, like, starts sucking their thumb in the corner or something. Because that was clearly what I would do if I was controlling somebody's mind.
Okay, well, what if... So if the league brings in penalties, so people are still trying it, but they're, like, trying to be subtle, you think? Like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, maybe you're trying to make it so that, you know, Kane doesn't pass out on the ice, but, like, you double-click the pen and Kane, like, has an accident in his pants and has to leave the game for 10 minutes. You know, like, something subtle where he's like, it wasn't my fault, and the guy is like, prove it.
You double-click the pen and all of a sudden the brown sound happens?
Exactly. Yeah. I stole most of my ideas from the league for this episode.
Glad to see that there's a sense of originality to what we do. Bleacher Report keeps giving me stuff, and you just keep stealing stuff from TV shows.
Exactly.
Last week was the Pacific Rim theme. Well, I think at a certain point you would have to try and be subtle. I mean, how many guys get away with little things like that? Like, there's a scrum in front of the net, and you give the guy a little shot with your stick, or give him a tap on the top of the foot. Like, you know, those little things, people get away with them in the NHL just because they're not. If you're good enough at doing it. I mean, I remember when I was growing up playing hockey, I was notorious for being a cheap little bastard, and not because I was a bad hockey player. It's just because I could get away with it. And Theo Fleury was my favorite player, and I watched the way he played. I'm like, I could play like that.
So do you think teams would, like, start bringing in, like, or maybe start sending players on courses to, like, learn, like, tricks to, like, both, like, apply their mind control and also be, like, you know, like, know how to block it? So it's like some Harry Potter magic happening out there where somebody's, like, double clicking their pen and then, like, you're saying your own keywords so you don't, like, you know, poop your pants.
Yeah, I think so. Guys have, like, skating around with, like, headphones on their ears and stuff like that, so they can't hear. You know, they can't register that somebody's saying these words.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, we are turning the NHL into this, like, fantasy alien riddled world. Oh my god, I can't wait to see our league.
Yeah, exactly.
When everything that you and I talk about actually comes to fruition, because as we talked about in an episode a couple weeks ago, we mentioned Jay Fisher potentially getting, well, we said fired, but we discovered he got relieved of his duties.
Yes.
And so clearly the things that we talk about on the Fringe podcast are prophetic.
Well, absolutely. We have sources all over, you know, feeding us information.
Yeah. But so clearly we are going to have an alien league where guys are starting to control minds. So it's going to happen. And I don't know, what do you think is the best way to defend yourself from that? Is it headphones so you can't hear what people are saying? Or like, do you just carry around a mirror so it like deflects the sound waves? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe you can wear some dark sunglasses and put headphones in, or just one of those ear protector things.
Yeah, it'll be like NFL linebackers who have the shaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Shaded visors. That'll make things in the NHL really easily.
Or maybe like your whole helmet is like a fish tank dome like over your whole head, and you're like completely separated from like all sound and everything.
How would you breathe?
You got like tubes that run down. Like you got like a little pump on your back that's pumping in air. It's like an old diver's helmet.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah, because those things are so light and easy to use. The mobility of the diver's helmet on ice would be phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys are just going to start wearing, like, old suits of armor. Oh, my God, can you imagine that?
That would be...
suit of armor?
That would be next to impossible to... Yeah. So you'd each have, like, your hockey player that you're cheering for? Like the Red Knight or the Black Knight or whatever.
Exactly. Dear Exoskeleton Batman, we've got more plans.
Yeah. Okay, well, what if other GMs, like, what if the GMs or something started to use it? Like, what if you could trick Brian Burke into like giving you a trade by like using a keyword or something like that?
Well, first of all, I think that Brian Burke is impervious to something like that.
Well, that's true.
Because I'm pretty sure he's got everybody else on mind control. I'm pretty sure Feaster walked in and he's like, "You don't want to work here anymore. I don't want to work here anymore." Okay, so long. I'm relieving you of your duties.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like, I feel like Burke is a Jedi. He's got this Jedi mind trick down to science. Oh, that's what's going to happen is we're just going to have Jedis. That's
true. We did talk about Hoth last time.
I know, right? Well, and then the refs will be like, "That's a penalty." No, it's not. No, it's not a penalty. That's a clean play.
That's right. And the ones with the stronger force or whatever will get away with it.
Yeah. So we've got aliens. We've got Jedis. God damn, the NHL is turning into Star Wars.
Well, doesn't everything eventually?
I guess so. It's pretty hard to argue that logic. On a long enough timeline, everything is Star Wars. I might write that down.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting to think about. Oh, Lord. On a long enough timeline.
Are you actually writing it down?
I am actually writing it down. Everything is Star Wars. Yeah, okay. I don't know where I was going with that. You got distracted. You're using your mic control device on me already.
Yes, exactly.
It works. An interesting prospect. So here's my question going back to the beginning. Why didn't... Oh, I guess I just wanted to know why I didn't know I had the pen and tomahawk chopped them, but then you told me that I had the pen. So,
right.
I just that original leading question seemed like it was like there's no way I can answer this properly. Also, as soon as you said double click the pen, while I understand where you're coming from with the league, the first thing I thought of was GoldenEye.
Oh, right, with the guy. Oh, yeah.
With the guy with the pen that's the bomb.
Like you were going to chuck a grenade pen at Kane?
That's where I thought you were going with it. I couldn't figure out why you thought that was a good idea. But, clearly, I should have discovered that you were going to go with mind control. What was
Obviously.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. Good Lord. All right. Oh, yeah, okay. So, our illustrious disciplinarian, Brendan Shanahan, the man who's been responsible for so many random suspensions and so many things that are just completely like, why the hell was that a choice that he made sort of questions.
Right.
I discovered a story about him that I found quite amusing. I'm going to give you one guess as to where I found it from.
Puckrant.com.
Other guess.
I'm going to say the Bleacher Report.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
That's weird.
I'm just going to stop telling you where I got them from because...
I would, unless you say otherwise, we'll assume that's where it's from.
Yeah, because it seems like everything I have right now is from there. I do have other ones, I think, but anyway. So apparently, Shanahan was a huge fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs growing up.
Okay.
He was skating at a rink in the summer of 1983 in Toronto and heard that Rick Vave, I don't know who the hell that is, but he played for the Leafs, I guess. So Shanahan had heard that he had been skating at an adjoining rink and was in the locker room next over.
Mm-hmm.
So Shanahan, being a younger kid and wanting to hero, and wandered into the locker room and asked the Toronto captain for an autograph. Apparently, he described the response from Vave as less than accommodating. So, 4
how
years
old
later,
did it say how old he was? Sorry,
Shanahan?
Yeah.
He'd have been like 14.
Okay.
14, 15, because 4 years later, he got drafted and went straight to the NHL,
right,
to the New Jersey Devils. And I guess he never forgot about his encounter with Vave. During a game against Buffalo, Shanahan lined up to Vave and attacked him when the puck dropped. After the scrap, the two linesmen had to drag the rookie winner to the penalty box. Vave, dumbfounded by the malice in the confrontation, found out from Shanahan's teammate Jim Korn that the rookie pugilist had happened to be a disgruntled autograph seeker from 4 years before.
Wow, he held that grudge the whole time.
I know, right? How satisfying would that be? Like when I was growing up, when we were growing up, do you remember when I don't know if they still do it, when Barhead used to do the celebrity golf tournament?
Right. Yeah, I do vaguely remember. I think we both did it together, maybe. Didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
One year.
Like, might have been that first year, because did we both golf with Danny Gare?
I don't remember his name. Was he the captain of the Red Wings?
Yeah, the last captain of the Red Wings before Steve Yzerman?
Yeah,
Danny Gare.
Yeah.
So, okay. So,
okay.
That. And then I did a number of years and, got to golf with some pretty cool people. Like I golfed with Pierre Lueders the year he won the gold medal.
Nice.
Bobsled and a couple other random people. And it was actually a really neat thing that they set up for all these youth kids. But
youth kids.
Yeah.
Those are the really young kids.
Yeah. Those damn whippersnappers. Anyway, I remember we know that I have a severe hatred for the Edmonton Oilers.
You do? What?
I know, it's shocking, right? As a Flames fan, it feels like I should be cheering for both, but we both know that it is a long-standing hatred of the Oilers. And to be fair, now I don't hate them as much as teams like the Maple Leafs or the Canucks, but I still hate the Oilers. Anyway.
Fair enough.
But growing up north of Edmonton, I at least, because we were inundated with Oilers news, I got to hear all about them. And so, you start to know the players and everything.
Right.
I actually really quite admire Dean McCammond.
Mm-hmm.
And he, one year, played in this golf tournament. And I never ended up golfing with him.
Okay.
I can't remember who I golfed with that year. But I was wearing my Flames cap. And I ended up sitting beside Dean McCammond. And somebody, I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's beside, one of my favorite hockey players. And
yeah.
And somebody's like, "Oh, Dean, did you see Dave's hat?" And I turn and look at him, and he literally pushed my chair away and didn't speak to me.
What?
No, I was like, "Dude, I know that you play for the Oilers, but I actually kind of admire you." And ever since that day, I had nothing but disdain for the guy. And he played for the Flames, and that was such a thorn in my side. I was so mad when he got drafted or when he got traded to the Flames. But I was probably about Shanahan's age at that time.
Right.
Now, obviously, I wasn't a good enough hockey player to get drafted into the NHL, but if I would have gotten drafted into the NHL and would have played against Dean McCammond, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, there aren't many chances where you actually get to try to beat somebody up who had who you had a problem with.
I know.
There aren't many circumstances where you could do that legally and not
exactly. I couldn't just I couldn't track him down outside a bar or something one night and throw him down and
No, exactly.
put the boots to him. But, in the NHL, like, it's like, dude, you pissed me off, you slighted me, now you're going to pay. Wham,
Right.
wham, wham. So I totally would have done the same thing to Dean McCammon. So if he's listening, because I feel like he probably is,
Probably.
you're lucky. You got away with one.
And if you start a podcast, Dean McCannon, we will crush you.
We'll have an Anchorman-style rumble.
Exactly.
Just podcast versus podcast. So, yeah, I'm quite envious of what Shanahan got to do that.
That's awesome.
There. Yeah. And now he's the guy who hands out suspensions for people who do dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, anyway, guys, I'm starting to run out of material. So, if there's any listeners and have any random stories or anything that you might want to let us talk about on our Fringe podcast, tweet us, email us, hit us up on our website, our Facebook page, and we'll broadcast this stuff live.
Absolutely.
And by live, I mean record it and then put it out later.
Yeah, like a month or so later.
Yeah. Mike, who do we have next week for our guest?
I just got confirmation that Dean McCammon is going to come in and be my guest because he is actually launching a new podcast, Suck It Flames, I think it's called.
I don't even want to. I'm glad we don't have another guest because I'm going to spend all 20 minutes of our podcast just laying into Dean McCammon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'd like to send our regrets out for for the head of Stamkos and for
also the headless Jay Feaster.
Headless Jay. They couldn't make it. Both their agents called. Apparently, road conditions or something.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Once again, we've failed you. So
yeah.
Anyway. Next week, we've got the jerkbag Dean McCammon, so you guys are going to want to pay attention to that one.
Exactly. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Okay.
Apparently, that's all we have to do is just say record. Like, well,
yes.
That was
By the time we're on the third one, it's just like, just click the button. Let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Okay.